Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of The Bad Batch. This episode was called... Ooh, I forgot. But it was episode 14, and the episode starts off with, actually, Echo. So somebody we haven't seen in a while, which is excellent to see. He's with a crew trying to help escaped or helped imprisoned clone troopers to get them out of there and help the cause. So the whole episode, well, the whole beginning part of the episode is of them trying to go in and try to re not recapture, save the clone troopers that are being transported to another location. So they get in, and it is a difficult time for them to get on the ship fully. But at the same time, it was so easy for them to dismantle all of like the communication devices, all of the weapons caches. I mean, weapon operations and their engines as well. Just all of that was able to fail, which is interesting. Um, that being said, they get on the ship. They start, instead of killing them, they stun them. So they stun everybody that they come in contact with, and they start running. Um, they're trying to get the clone troopers, and they're trying to get as much information as possible. So Echo and one of the other men heads towards the bridge, while the rest of them get the clone troopers out and safe. So they're able to get them to escape and everything else. And in the bridge, they want to get as much information as possible out of the commanding officer. And he decides to take the Star Wars equivalent to a cyanide tablet, bites into it, and electrocutes himself to death. So then they don't get much information out of him. He had ordered that all of the information were to be deleted, and Echo did the best that he could to get as much information out of it as possible. And he was going to head, well, before that, he knows of only one person that could actually decipher the code. That being said, reinforcements come, they start blasting away. They were able to escape barely and take off planet. They head to where the Blue Senator was from, which is the head of the Empire, which is still bizarre to me that they're there. But anyway, when they get there, when they get there, they really go in and discuss what their next plan is. And Tech is explaining that he's going to find his friends to be able to decipher tech, this information. And obviously, it's Tech. Let's be honest. Who else would be able to do it? So that's the partial end of that part of the story. So, what else is going on? Is we have Crosshairs. Crosshairs is in a prison. They're trying to get as much information out of him as possible to get to know exactly where Task Force 99 is, and so that way they can get Omega. And Crosshairs is very much not going to tell them, doesn't want to tell them, and everything else. So he's being tortured. Um, breaks free, which I think is one of the coolest scenes ever. He's been in prison. He was taken down, beaten down, and all that stuff, and he stuns everybody. Well, actually, he kills the the troopers in there, and then he stuns the doctor's assistant, and then he goes ham and starts killing everybody he can. Gets the communication relay and tries to send out a message, encrypted to his friends, to let them know in code what's going on. And unfortunately, a gas comes in, it knocks him out. He's taken back to the prison cell that he was in, or the torture chamber, I guess you would say. And he was put through the ringer again, and he was told they were ordered to keep it going until he completely breaks. And he was refusing to say anything about anything. Um, and it is admirable to see Crosshair's really now defending his family in a way that we have not really quite seen yet. And he's just refusing in general to speak. And his part of the episode ends with them continuing to torture him um, to what they're assuming is going to be a breaking point for him. But we'll have to wait and see. Then we get back to the main group of the Bad Batch. So apparently, Tech is trying to teach Omega how to fly. It is not going as planned because Tech is freaking out a little bit about what's going on and the flying and everything else, and he's worried that things gonna crash and everything else. Basically, like a typical parent trying to teach their kid how to drive, but apparently he's the more level-headed one. So he's teaching her new tricks and stuff like that, and that's when Echo comes. They land. They have a nice warm reunion. Echo gives the stuff to Tech, and Tech deciphers it that night, calls everyone in, and explains to them exactly what's going on. That apparently they were being sent to a scientific division that is unable to be identified, and they were um, they know all of the former troopers who have been considered criminals were sent to this facility, including Crosshairs. And apparently, Crosshairs got their message across, and they got the message and understood it, but they're wondering if it is a trap or if it's legit. So the code that he gave them was basically that they're looking for them, meaning that the Empire is hunting down um, the Bad Batch, and he was not able to say specifically who, like Omega, but he at least let them know to be on watch. And that is how the episode ends, with them deciding that they're going to figure out where the signal came from and go towards it. But we know very little about whether or not they're going to actually head there, if they know where the signal came from, or any of that. So, that being said, there's still a lot to be happening in the next two episodes. There are only two episodes left this season, so super excited about that. Also excited about where it's going to head towards. Overall, I did like this episode. It was jam-packed with action. It pushed the story significantly, in my opinion, in such a way that it was not too much, but it was just like it was a lot, but not too much, which I liked. Overall, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Did you like this episode? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.